Hey y'all, hanging out on the helm of the boat, and we're going to do our why to buy your last boat first video, which was really the inspiration for why we started this channel. And quite simply put, so many people think that you have to step up in boat size, go from a 25 foot to a 35 foot to a 45 foot before you can operate these boats comfortably. And quite frankly, I just don't agree with that. Um, Operating these boats is not that difficult. In the previous 3 videos, you saw me going through the real basic maneuvers of launching, how to drive it, and anchoring, and then getting it back into the slip. And that's really all you need to do to go out and start enjoying your boat in the local area before you do any long trips or anything like that. But the real reason to buy your last boat first is twofold. One, if you want to get into yachting, get into yachting. You don't want to be playing around with these smaller boats because you're just not going to be happy with it. Two, you can save a lot of money by buying your last boat first. I did a spreadsheet on it based on depreciation values, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Buying mid-range boats at 25 foot, 35 foot, and 45 foot, you can save roughly $94,000 by not putting money into those different 3 boats, because boats aren't investments, right? They're not making money. They're not appreciating. So when you buy a boat, you're almost always going to lose money on the purchase price through depreciation. You're going to put maintenance into it. You're going to put fuel into it. You're going to pay insurance on it. And you're just going to have overall general maintenance and upkeep costs and repairs. Boats break. They just do. Whether it's air conditioning, whether it's heat, whether it's the refrigerator, the ice maker, whatever. So by buying your last boat first, you also you miss having that $94,000 of waste by going from a small boat to a medium-sized boat to a larger boat. But you also get to use your large boat right away. And say you kept each of those boats for 2 years, that's 6 years of non-use of your larger boat that you wanted to be in to begin with. So buying your first boat last is economically sound if you plan to end up in a larger boat anyway. Because quite frankly, you just continually lose money every time you get a boat and sell it. So why not just buy your last boat, put your efforts into making that boat the boat you want, put your efforts into learning to operate that boat, because quite frankly, if you get a small boat at 25 feet, it's not going to be anything like a 50-foot boat. It's probably going to be a single engine with an IO drive and or a outboard, which is completely different than driving a wide set diesel powered boat like this one, which you saw in the last videos is very much like driving a skid steer. There will be people that tell you can't get insurance on a boat this size if it's your first boat. I disagree. You absolutely can. I did, even without a captain's waiver. And this boat is 51 feet length overall. And you can also get a captain's waiver. So they will insure you. And then for X number of hours, you're required to operate the boat with a captain. And you're like, oh boy, that sounds expensive. I go, how expensive does it sound compared to 94 plus $1,000 of loss by hopping from a small to a medium to a large boat? It's pretty sound to just start in the boat you want. I think the other thing that is interesting is this that opportunity cost. If you really want to be in a big boat, get into a big boat because that's what you're going to enjoy. If you're in a smaller boat and you're looking for all these things, you're just going to be like, oh, the small boat's nice, but I really wanted to get into a big one. Just get into it right away. And that's really what we're here to help you do. We're gonna have a bunch of video content. We started it out with how to drive a big boat. I think my next video will probably be about how to buy your last boat first, because buying these is different than going to the marina or the boat dealer and buying a smaller boat. So it's a pretty interesting process. It's a little um, different, and so I think demystifying that for people on how it goes will be good. So really, that'll kind of be our next video and to help guide you in this process on how to buy your last boat first, save $100,000, get into the boat you want right away, enjoy what you really had in as an end state, and just don't be afraid to get into one of these larger boats. They're not hard to operate. You can get a captain to work it with you if you need to in the beginning. You will pick it up very, very quickly, and then you can be enjoying your end state rather than being in a smaller boat, looking at all the other bigger boats on the water, wishing you had that boat. So hopefully this was helpful in talking about why it is smart to buy your last boat first. Looking forward to seeing you guys as we continue to go down these discussion lanes. And ultimately, hopefully this was helpful. If it was, please hit subscribe and like and hit the bell so you get notified of the new videos. We'll have a new video out soon on how to buy your last boat first.